What's up, everybody? Reggie Kimble, a.k.a. StickMan #1. You know what time it is. We puff, we sip, we chat, we repeat. All right, we're going to do that over and over again. And I'm here with my man, Dean from Epic Cigars. What's up, brother?
Reggie, man. Good to see you, brother. Hey, appreciate it, man.
You see all the epicness back here.
Thank you for coming and sharing some love with us, man. I've been following you for a while. We've been talking.
Yes, we have, man.
So thanks for having me. I appreciate you taking time out of this busy show to spend some time with me.
Well, I appreciate you having me, man. So let's jump right into it, right? So when you think about Epic Cigars and your story, when did it actually start? Given the year, it kind of jumped off for you?
Well, so I left. I'm originally from the East Coast of Canada. I left there in 2005, moved to Turks and Caicos as part of a real estate group there. And in 2007 is really kind of when I jumped into the cigar industry a little bit. I did a cigar in Turks and Caicos called the Turks Select. We had it I did it for my customers. We made it in Santiago, Dominican Republic, and I had it for our customers originally, for people that were buying from us and people we were entertaining. And then I had it and ended up putting it in all the hotels and resorts and duty-free shops. So we opened our hotel in 2008. Then we started a second project that we were launching. Obviously, the world market crashed and everything stopped. So I left Turks and Caicos. I got hired by a developer from Fort Lauderdale to move to the Dominican Republic to develop a property there. And
was that had to be such a hard decision to make?
Listen, I was happy I didn't have to go back to Canada, to the cold and snow, and that I had a job, because a lot of people, lost everything back in,
Canada, DR. I don't know. I think I'll take my chances with the DR.
So I learned a little bit about the cigar industry. Obviously, I blended that original cigar for the Turks and Caicos. And then when I got to the Dominican, I was only an hour away from the factory. But I really wanted to come up with an idea or create a brand that I could market internationally. The Turks and Caicos cigar was it was focused for the island and for the country. It wasn't a brand that we could market internationally.
See, I never knew there was a Turks and Caicos cigar, man.
Yeah, so and that was kind of where it all started back in 2007. So fast forward 2009, I'm in Dominican Republic, living there. I start searching names. I'm spending time in the factory working on blends. I'm actually working on the Maduro and Corojo blends before I even had a name. And 2010, still Googling names, coming up with ideas, and Epic was available. A friend of mine has a kiteboarding company called Epic Kiteboarding, and that's a sport that I took up in Turks and Caicos and continued in the Dominican. It's one of those locations where it's a water sports mecca. So Epic Cigars was available, the .com was available, but I took the next step and started the trademark process as it relates to cigars. And that was really the pivotal moment of, even before I launched the Maduro and Corojo, I secured the name and secured the trademark, or at least started that process, and we finally received the trademark in 2012. And we kind of grew from there. So we started with the Maduro Corojo. In 2015, we added the Habano. In 2017, we added the Epic Project E, the San Andreas, the Maduro Fuerte, and the Epic La Rubia. So now we've got a full line, and we're celebrating 10 years with the new Epic 10, which is a collaboration we did with AJ Fernandez from Nicaragua. So it's kind of...
You just ran down the whole line, man.
Yeah, it's kind of been it's been whirlwind. So a lot going on. There's a little more behind the scenes for sure. But feel free to dive into it.
All right. So 2009 is when it really kind of kicked off. When you fast forward to now, man, it feels like, when I look at your brand and what you're doing, you've had a ton of success. And people don't see the behind the scenes work and effort that goes into it, but being a cigar guy, it seems like there's just this nice, steady build that's just been going and going and going.
Well, it always hasn't been that way. There's been a lot of ups and downs. When you start a brand, all of a sudden you're making 5,000, 10,000 cigars, and then a year later you're making 50,000. Then all of a sudden you're making 100,000, and you think, okay, what kind of resources do I need to keep this production going, to keep our retailers happy, and to grow?
That's when the game changes all of a sudden,
It's game changing, because you think you have enough until you realize you don't have enough. And I'm talking production, aging tobaccos, distribution, shipping, taxes in and out of the country. And, I was kind of up to here.
Now, did you have to put the brakes on anything in those early days and say, we cannot produce cigars for the next couple of months?
Well, never stopped producing.
So how does that work?
Well, I was blessed that the factory that we still work with in the Dominican Republic, it's called Tabacalera Von Eycken. It used to be called Charles Fairmorn, but they actually financed me for many years because we were having so much success. So they would backstock production for me, hold cigars in the warehouse in the Dominican, and ship to Miami and give me terms. So that really helped me get through, because there were times when
So you had some nice
I was drowning.
Going there. That's to me, that's like true collaboration.
Yeah,
they help save things a little bit.
They did, and probably the biggest thing that's happened in the last 2 years is Epic was acquired by Zander-Greg, which is Zander-Greg owns the Cigar brands. The owner of Zander-Greg, Arthur Barbarian, and I met 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
He saw the progress and the success that I was having, but saw that I needed the right investment and the right distribution to take Epic to the next level. And so that happened at the beginning of 2019, and we've probably grown more in the last 2 years than I grew in the first 8.
So you're on that serious J curve then. Now you're on the top end of that J curve. Things going up. So tell me, as a brand or manufacturer, what challenges, outside of we talked about the distribution and the manufacturing being a challenge, but just as a business owner, starting a success, what didn't you know that you wish you had known going into it?
Well, I guess you try not to do too much, Less is more in a lot of ways, because when you try to grow a little too fast and you kind of get overwhelmed, you end up with too many retailers in an area, and then you're running out of product or sizes and SKUs. And it's just important to kind of breathe, slow down, and not try to do too much. I would travel for a couple weeks at a time. If I sold enough, I would keep traveling and selling. If I didn't sell enough, I'd fly back to the Dominican Republic and get on the phone on my Vonage line at that time, and be calling retailers.
Life of an entrepreneur, man. You got to make it happen. And nobody's going to care as much as you do.
There were times when back in, I can honestly say, in 15, 16, that I considered, shutting everything down. We were just at that point where we needed real strong investment and distribution and partnerships to continue to grow, or I'm gonna have to figure something else out.
Yeah.
And
you held on.
I held on and was very blessed and fortunate that now we have this amazing partnership with, Zander-Greg Distribution based out of California. We've got the Cigar brands that are coming out of Nicaragua, which are super successful brands. And now I manage a portfolio of Dominican and Nicaraguan cigars. We've got a fantastic event and budget and travel budget. And we're spending time, FaceTime with our retailers. And this is the first time we've done the TPE. Great
this
to be here.
This is my first time as well. Yeah.
So
one of the things that I thought, hearing what you're saying right now, that I think is just really interesting that you highlight is that you've grown. You're on this. It started out as a little bit of a grind. Last couple of years, things have started to kick in, and like you just mentioned, you've grown more in 2 years than you did the first 8.
Yeah.
When you think about that, one of the things that really stuck with me is that it sounds like you had some great collaboration that took place. And a lot of people think that sometimes they're in this world alone, or that they're achieving some success alone, or they think they have to go alone or whatever. Yeah. Your mindset clearly was very different. Is that something that's natural to you, or is that something that you kind of, hey, let me go ahead and collaborate and do a little bit, reaching across the way there a little bit?
I think you got to believe in yourself. And for me, when I secured the name and the trademark with Epic, back, especially in 2012 when that trademark came through, and I had the rights to continue to use that name. We had cigars in commerce, in the market. That was game-changing, because I knew we had something that could be long-term, and I just didn't give up. I had that mentality. I mean, I grew up playing hockey at a high level in Canada, and had a chance to travel around.
You know some hard knocks then.
So, yeah, and you have to have that mindset. Like, this is going to work out no matter what. I just got to keep going one step in front of the other. And one of the things I always say is, Providence is moving, even though you don't see what's going on, but you're influencing people every time you sit and share a cigar. Every time you post something on social media, there are people watching that you don't know are watching. That could be the same people that end up supporting you.
That's right.
And that was the case with Arthur from Zander-Greg and Cigar. He was watching me for years and really saw the good that I was doing, obviously, because when we sat to talk about this partnership, I said, why Epic? Why me? You've already got a premium brand. You've got a big distribution company in California. Why Epic? And he said, because I believe in you.
Wow.
And
people
that,
do business with people.
Home.
Everyone says that all the time, and that's so true. He connected with you.
Yeah. And it's been, we're still, nothing has really changed except now I've got a full team. We've got girls in the warehouse on the phone. We've got the guys are here from the warehouse in our shipping department. I've got a full team of people supporting me so I can be doing what I love to do, which is this.
That's right.
Spend time on the road, connect with our retailers and customers and share the story, you know, and the good vibes of what we love to do.
That's right, man. So is Epic Cigars a global brand at this point?
It is. Yeah. We're in 7 countries.
Okay.
Hundreds of retailers. Germany's been a big market for us since 2015. We're in over 300 retailers in Germany, Netherlands, and Switzerland.
That is crazy.
We just started in the UK a year ago with a company called Boutique Smokes. We've got an amazing customer support base from London area, UK-based smokers. In Canada, we're distributed by Alec Bradley Cigars Canada since 2015. So we've got a strong retail base in Canada, and we're in talks now with distributors in Germany and India to expand to those territories as well.
Okay.
So it's it's exciting.
Damn, dude!
But that can't happen if you don't have the resources and the production and inventory and aging cigars. And, because you can't grow if you don't have the resources.
What I love about you right now, man, is I feel like this serious, humble energy going on. Because let me tell you, I walked all around the show, met some great people, had some great conversations, and some pretty amazing booths. But here you guys are tucked away in the corner, chilling, got your nice little setup going.
We're happy.
Great backdrop, but all low key with it. And then I'm sitting here meeting you and very low key.
Bro, I'm thankful, man, to be here because
you don't need all the glitz and glamour now.
No, you know what? It's all about people, man. It's all about this. This is what I love, and this is what attracts me and drives me as a business. I just had a retailer from Florida, Executive Cigar Lounges there in Stamford and Melbourne, Florida, just opened an account. Been working on them for over a year. Had a great relationship with one of the owners. Got to meet the overall guy yesterday, and last night we had some cocktails, and now we've got some new customers and new partnerships. Another company we picked up in Orlando, Florida, called Oxford Cigar Company, and we've got some events coming up with the Amelia Island Car Show. We're going to be doing some stuff in Pebble Beach. He does all the Meekum car shows. He does all the Barrett Jackson car shows.
I'm just letting him go, y'all, because y'all hear all this, right? I'm just letting him go. Keep going.
Yeah, so it's exciting the things that are happening around you when you don't realize, and
you're living up to the name Epic.
Well, I mean,
doing some epic shit right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited. And we're gonna do what's something really cool. Lucas, the owner of Oxford, we're gonna do a concept basically called Cigars and Cars, because he's been the exclusive provider for cigars for Group DuPont Registry, and so they collaborate with the major car shows around the United States and even around the world.
Wow!
So
when that happens, Epic is everyone's puffing on.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm excited about that, and we're going to do a little concept called Cars and Cigars, where we're going to smoke and I'm going to talk about.
And this is going to travel from city to city.
Yeah, and he's going to talk about the cars, and I mean. This guy, he's got exposure to these guys that are buying these cars, collecting them, and
so these are serious car heads.
Cigars.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Is it coming to Atlanta? I hope.
I hope so. I would think so. His schedule is incredible, and one of the other great things that's happened, we've been blessed in the last 2 years, is we started a partnership with the Cal Ripken Foundation out of Baltimore.
Okay.
So Epic and Natseco brands are the official cigars of the Cal Ripken Foundation, and we do all his golf events. We also, through Cal Ripken's foundation, we partnered with Jonathan Ogden, who used to play with the Ravens, Hall of Famer.
Wow.
And we're the official cigar of his charity event, which happens every year in Baltimore area as well. So,
dude,
a lot of
you guys are making money moves, man. That's what they say, money moves.
Well, they're just good people. I think attracts and we're blessed, and for sure, people, the brand itself, Epic, which is still evolving. People say, well, what does it mean? I mean, Epic, the word, sort of means extreme or ultimate or the best. I certainly don't want to say we're the best, because there's so many amazing cigars out there.
There are.
And
but it's pretty damn good, I got to tell you.
And we've got a great selection.
Epic Maduro, y'all. Epic Maduro is what I got.
It's about sharing epic moments like this, spending time, connecting, and enjoying this beautiful passion and craft that we have. So,
okay, all right. So when you're not puffing on one of your Epic cigars, what's your go-to stick?
You know what? I smoke everything. Anything new that comes out. I mean,
I'm good
friends with most guys in the business. You know, I smoke a lot of Eric Espinosa stuff. You know, Drew Estate. I've met these guys over the last 10, 12 years. So I like to smoke everything that's out there. We have a great Christoph Cigars, which is right across from us here. Glen Case. They're produced out of the same factory in the Dominican Republic where we produce Epic. So we've had a long-term relationship with Christoph Cigars in the industry, and they're doing great things. They're a huge brand. I don't think people realize how big the Christoph brand is because they've been around a long time, and they're in a lot of retailers internationally.
When you say you have a great relationship with someone like a Christoph Cigars, just for those out there, and even for myself, what does that mean? How do you guys collaborate? What are some of the ways that, when you say, hey, we have a great relationship, we work together, but how does Epic Cigars and Christoph, what does that look like?
Well, besides coming out of the same factory, I mean, a lot of the tobaccos that are being sourced on an annual basis are being sourced. I mean, although our cigars are very different, because my palate, I think, is different from Glenn's or Jared from Christoph, but we buy a lot of the same tobaccos from our suppliers, and they're used in different ways in our different cigars, but we also give retail referrals to each other. Hey, this shop might be good for you, and vice versa. Right. So, and it's great. The guys were just here from. I'm going to give them a shout out because they're great guys from ATL Cigars.
Peter,
they were just
Leroy.
Here, and these guys are doing awesome stuff.
They are.
And you see what can happen, and they're like, hey, come to Atlanta. We'll bring you around to some of the shops if you don't already have relationships. We do have some in Atlanta, but great guys, and that's what I love about the industry is that kind of love is going around, and and there's enough room for everybody. There really is, because we're not going to be in every shop, and we don't need to be in every shop. We just want to find the right shops that are a good fit for Epic. Some shops are a better fit for Nat Seco, and vice versa.
There's a lot of podcasters out there, man, but we can all live, right? A lot of this is just fun, right? We just celebrating the lifestyle. Is what we're doing. So when you are actually sipping, we always got our thing. We got the puff, sip, chat. When you're sipping, what's your go-to drink, man?
It depends on what stick. Like the Maduro, which we're smoking now.
What would you have?
Normally, my number one pairing with a Maduro would be like a Zacapa 23 or an XO, or I'll do a red wine a lot of times if I'm doing steak dinner.
Yes,
red
people
wine.
sleep on the red wine, man. Everyone goes right to the whiskeys or the single malts.
Yeah.
And I love those, don't get me wrong. But sometimes it's a nice glass of a good red, man.
100%.
Yeah.
And so that's a Maduro. The Corojo, I tend to lean more to a good tequila, like a Don Julio.
Nice.
The Habano, I can go either way. The Connecticut, even the La Rubia Connecticut, which is in our line, it's not a typical Connecticut. It has a San Andreas binder, Dominican Nicaraguan filler. So it's actually something I could smoke in the morning with a coffee or at night with a single malt. So it's and then the San Andreas, I can go really whiskey, bourbon, either way. And then the Epic 10, I usually do an old fashioned that's got that African Cameroon wrapper, Nicaraguan binders, fillers. And this is a real tribute to the work that AJ Fernandez does in the industry. I mean, that's his fingerprint on that cigar, and
all over it.
And we've gotten great reviews and a lot of support from that collaboration. And it's great. That's one of those bucket list items that you never think you're going to get to do.
And look at it.
And it's a real living
sitting there with a beautiful case
table.
and everything, man. I love that. I have to get some close-ups of that. Well, I look forward to trying one of those one day, man. It's gonna be a great stick. So man, you guys are killing the game. I love what you're doing. I love learning more about Epic. There's a zillion questions I got in my head, but I'm not gonna keep you here all day.
That's okay.
But hopefully we're gonna stay in touch. I want to continue to watch the journey. Thank you for supporting the StickMen Podcast, brother. Appreciate that. That's
Reggie,
important.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. It's you, and you said it to me, but I get the same energy and same vibe from you. Humble. You obviously love what you do, or you wouldn't be doing this. And I appreciate you taking some time to help share our story. And I look forward to us sitting with a stick and a sip and have a little more intimate.
Because we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this again.
Absolutely.
I'm coming down to Miami. I haven't been to Miami in a while, so I got to get down there, man. So hey, Reggie Kimble, Dean Parsons. This is my brother. One of us works out a little bit more than the other one, though, so I'm trying to get there. You make me feel bad, man, sitting next to you, bro. But no, man, it's been a great conversation.
Thanks for having me, man. I
Enjoy
appreciate
the show. The show has been awesome. I know it's been good to you. It's been great for me. So here we are, man. TPE 2021. I'm Reggie Kimble, StickMan #1. Until next time, puff, sip, chat, repeat. We're out. Peace.